Hi, so today I'm going to be showing you how to customize shoes. So you're going to need a few basic things. You're going to need paint, whatever colors you're going to be using, or you can use paint pens or anything you want. Brushes, if you're using paint, you're going to need brushes, a cup of water, some paper towels, and the common things that you're always going to need is nail polish remover that's purely acetone based. I use electrical tape because it sticks to the shoe better. Scissors, an X-Acto knife, some either cotton balls or cotton rounds to remove the factory paint that is already on the shoe, and a pair of gloves. So here we go. You're just gonna put on your gloves. Now I'm using this nail polish remover that I got from H-E-B. It was super cheap. I think it was like $1, and it's 100% acetone. So you're just gonna use this all over your shoe just to remove that factory paint. I got these shoes from Walmart for like $16, and that's like including tax. So they're super cheap, super affordable. They're really easy to use. I like to use white shoes because the paint goes on better. And that's it. And now you're gonna want to start taping off your shoe. I've already removed the laces to do the removal of the factory paint, but now you're just gonna start taping off your shoe. So you're gonna wanna tape off the soles of the shoe first so that you don't get any paint on them. So all you do is you take the tape, and I'm using electrical tape because it sticks better, and you line it up right on the edge of the sole where it meets the leather part of the shoe. And then you want to push it down in there like that so that your paint doesn't leak onto the sole of the shoe. And then you're just going to cut it where it starts to curve off and then lay it down. And then you just keep going around the rest, covering the part that you cut again so that you don't leak through, just to be double sure. Then you're just going to go around the whole sole of the shoe. And it's okay if it gets on the shoe a little bit. That's why we have our X-Acto knife to cut that excess off of that part of the shoe. Actually, I have to take these off now. Now doing the curves of the shoe is a little bit more difficult because you have to bring the tape around sort of at an angle and cut multiple times so that you really get the sole of the shoe all covered up. Okay, and now that we have all of that covered, you're just gonna go around the edge of the sole and just kind of push it in like that so that it creates sort of like a crease so that it doesn't leak through, because paint does run and you don't want it to leak through to the sole. So you're just gonna go around and seal it off. And then you can go in with your X-Acto knife. Be really careful with this thing, it's really sharp. So you're just gonna go around with your X-Acto knife, and if you see any of the like excess part that's actually on the shoe, you're just gonna go ahead and take all of that off. You can see some here, and there's some here, but it's mostly around where you've put the majority of the tape. So you're just gonna go around and very carefully take that off because you don't want to cut the actual shoe. So it shouldn't take too much pressure to go around and cut it off, but you also want to make sure that you don't cut off the tape that is on the sole. So you can just go and cut it off and then lift it with the tip of the X-Acto knife very carefully. And if it's not lifting off, you can go ahead and cut again just to make sure that you did cut through the tape. Electrical tape is a little bit thicker than regular tape, so it might take a couple tries. But once you get the hang of it, it gets a lot easier. And just like that, you just take it all off. And then on the front of the shoe, where you put those extra layers of tape, you are going to have to cut through 2 layers, so you may have to cut around it twice to make sure that you get all of that off. The second parts you're going to want to tape off are going to be all the parts that you don't want painted. And that really only matters whenever you get to this part here, so that you don't paint onto this over here. That you don't paint onto this right here, you're going to want to tape off all right here before you start painting this area. And you're also going to want to tape off this back area here whenever you start painting, so that you don't paint onto here. So you're going to tape off all down here along the lines and creases, so that you don't paint onto it whenever you paint this. And then of course you're going to want to tape off your holes here and this part. You don't have to tape off the tongue, just this part here, so that you don't get any unnecessary paint on it, and it is a little difficult to remove. So we're just going to go in and tape that up. Now if the fabric of your shoe comes over like this, you are going to want to tape that off as well, so that you don't get any paint on that fabric. Okay, so now that you've got your whole shoe taped off, you're just going to take your paints and go in wherever you want them. This is my final product. I have my light brown layers here. I have my dark brown layers here. I took all the tape off, and as you can see, there's no paint on the soles of the shoes. It looks great. I did the lighter color here around on the laces, holes, and on the tongue. I did a couple layers of that, and this is the final product. Now you can use a sealant to seal off the paint and give it that glossy look or a matte look if you want. You can get that from Walmart or Hobby Lobby or anywhere that sells paint products, and you just spray down the shoe with that, and that's really about it. So that's how you customize your shoes. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.